I'm Teisha Bader with Shalom TV's news update for Thursday, August the 1st, 2013. Ynet reports that the Almagor Terror Victims Association and about 20 Israeli families of victims of Palestinian terror attacks petitioned Israel's High Court of Justice today with a demand to prevent the Israeli government from releasing 104 Palestinian prisoners in the course of negotiations with the Palestinian Authority. The group is also demanding an injunction to stop the state from releasing the prisoners, most of whom have served 20 years or more for deadly terror attacks on Israelis, until the petition is decided on. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had announced on Saturday that the 104 would be released, paving the way for the resumption of peace talks between Israel and the Palestinians. Netanyahu called the decision very painful for him personally, for the bereaved families, and for the entire state of Israel. And here in the U.S., the Zionist Organization of America expressed their opposition to the plan as well. And two groups, the Endowment for Middle East Truth and the National Council of Young Israel, backed a proposed congressional letter that asks U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder to intervene in the planned release of the prisoners, some of whom killed or injured American citizens as well as Israeli citizens in the terror attacks. And staying with the Prime Minister, Netanyahu welcomed a new bill passed today by the U.S. House of Representatives. As you may have seen on IBA News, the House passed a bill tightening sanctions on Iran, cutting its oil exports by another 1 million barrels per day over a year in an attempt to cut funding to Iran's nuclear program. Netanyahu said the vote sends a clear message to the Iranian regime that international pressure will increase until Iran meets its obligations. The measure still has to be passed in the Senate and signed by President Obama before becoming law. A meeting at Israel's Knesset this morning turned a bit heated today following a debate on the referendum bill, which strengthens Israelis' right to vote on any final status agreement reached with the Palestinians that involves the concession of sovereign territory, which does not include the West Bank but does include all of Jerusalem and any land swaps. During the debate, Bayit HaYehudi party member Moti Yogev said the land of Israel belongs to the people of Israel, to which Arab-Israeli MK of the Balad party Jamal Zahalke said, "We, meaning Arabs, were here before you and will be here after you."
אנחנו היינו פה לפניך. לפניך. אני הייתי פה לפניך. אנחנו נהיה פה גם אחריך.
In an unusual move, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu then asked to take the podium. He said he was not planning on addressing the Knesset, but wanted to address Zahalke's remarks. He addressed Zahalke's remarks, saying the first part isn't true and the second won't be.
החלק הראשון לא נכון, והחלק השני לא יהיה.
The referendum bill was approved earlier in the Knesset by a vote of 66 to 45. It still has to pass 2 more readings there in order to become law. About 400 Haredi, ultra-Orthodox, and religious men signed up voluntarily today in the biggest enlistment to Haredi combat courses that the IDF has ever held. The enlistment was for 2 new special units designed specifically for ultra-Orthodox soldiers. They joined 3,500 Orthodox soldiers already serving in the IDF. Today's enlistment comes amidst great conflict over the new law in Israel, which once approved would include ultra-Orthodox soldiers in the country's mandatory service. Despite the conflict, including several recent incidents of violence against Haredi soldiers by individuals in the ultra-Orthodox community, a survey released by the IDF yesterday said that 85% of Haredi soldiers are proud to serve in the IDF. Science and Technology Minister and Chairman of the Perry Committee, which focuses on equalizing Israel's enlistment burden, Yaakov Perry, said he was extremely satisfied with the size of today's group of yeshiva students who had enlisted into the special units and who were proud to serve and share the country's burden. And finally today, the Hebrew Union College Jewish Institute of Religion, the rabbinical school of the Reform movement, has elected its new president. He is Rabbi Aaron Pankin of Mamaroneck, New York. Penkin has taught rabbinic and Second Temple literature at HUC-JIR in New York since 1995. He also served as Vice President for Strategic Initiatives and Dean of the New York campus and Dean of Students. He's also an alumnus of the Wexner Graduate Fellowship and serves on the faculty for the Wexner Foundation, as well as serving in other leadership roles within the Reform movement. Penkin is the HUC's 12th president. He succeeds Rabbi David Ellenson, who served from 2001 to 2013 and is becoming chancellor. Penkin said he was greatly honored with the appointment and said, "Our mission is to help our students grow into authentic Jewish thought leaders, able to articulate and advance their own visions of a rich Jewish life for a new and rapidly changing religious landscape." And that's Shalom TV's news update for Thursday, August the 1st, 2013. I'm Teisha Bader.